The 2011 Heritage Golf Report is brought to you by Belfair Plantation, Sarah Products Inc., Piggly Wiggly at Shelter Cove, South Carolina Parks and Recreation, and by the Rankin Center Sports Division.
Welcome to the Heritage Golf Report on WHHI-TV. I'm Ammie McNair. Coming up, a look inside the PGA Pros locker room at Harbortown Golf Links. Also, the technical side of measuring the speed of greens. And we'll meet the artist who's been called the Rembrandt of the back nine, Linda Harto. It's day 2 of the Heritage Tournament, and we begin, as always, with Doug Weaver, PGA Pro and host of Golf Weekly on WHHI-TV. Doug, let's talk about a group you watched today: Jim Furyk, Matt Kuchar, Jason Day.
They're all making a move. They're all feeding off of each other's positive nature and positive play. Furyk, past champion, he made a comment. He said, "I either miss the cut or win." So he's making a move to win this week. He's steady. He could be a lot lower than he is, but he's not making any mistakes. Kuchar, right there the same, playing well within his game. He can hit the ball a long way, but like on 9, he's laying up, going for the pin, getting his birdie. Jason Day, who's kind of learning the golf course, but he's right there. They're all up on the first page of the leaderboard. They're feeding off of each other. They're going to be on the leaderboard on Sunday afternoon. What about Camilo Villegas? Good round for him. His short game stats are just hot. He's putting well, he's chipping it in, and he knows the golf course. So I expect great things out of him. How about DJ Trahan? DJ's going to do great. He's hitting the ball well. He's hit a lot of fairways, and he's just didn't get up and down a few times, but he's poised to do well, and he knows the golf course very well, and the length has just got him at such an advantage. Now, sponsor exemption for Chris Epperson, local Hilton Head Island player. He's doing well. After 27, when I say he's doing well, he's not going to be happy, but he's showing that he can get it under par in these conditions. He's not doing it, but he's on his way to hopefully have a strong finish here. Great. Now let's talk about yesterday's weather. We had rain late in the afternoon. How did that impact people playing in the morning rounds? It made it cooler. It made it softer. The fairways are softer, the greens are softer, therefore an errant shot, whether it's fairway or green, is going to stay in play and not be as penalizing. Doug Weaver, as always, it's great to have your perspective. We thank you so much for your time, and we'll have you on again tomorrow night. Thank you. Tell me how you thought today went for you. Yeah, obviously good. Look at the leaderboard, and I'm up there, and I'm excited. We'll see what happens with the boys in the afternoon, and just come strong for the weekend. How were the conditions on the course for you today as compared to yesterday? It was similar. Maybe the green's a little softer today. The rain came down and it was a little more overcast, but it was nice. The golf course always plays nice around here. You were talking about hard work and the hard work that it takes to do well. How dedicated are you to really putting in the time every day to make your golf game the best that it can be? Well, it's plain and simple. You're playing against the best players in the world. If you're not committed, if you don't have nice work ethic and take care of business, you're not going to be out here. How about your attitude? How important is that? I've always said it's the only thing I can control. I can't control what others do. I can only control if I wake up with a nice attitude and wanting to get better, and that's all we can do. Jason, talk about your finish at the Masters and how coming off of that has affected your play here at the Heritage. Yeah, I played well at the Masters. I finished tied second there, and I brought a lot of confidence from there to here. I think the biggest thing that helped a lot was how I handled myself mentally, especially last round. So I just tried to apply what I did that day to every round that I've been playing, and obviously it's helped a lot. So. Talk about the difference in the fairways here and how your strategy has to be different as far as what club you're using and where you're hitting to. Well, you have to hit to the corners, especially with this, kind of course. It's more of an old school golf course, so, you have to maneuver the ball a lot, and you're standing up there and you're hitting 280-yard shots to each corner of the, par four dog legs or par 5 dog legs. And, there's only like a couple of drivers out there for me because I hit my drive around 300, 310 yards, which is a long way for this course, and it's just too much power. So, obviously I haven't been driving it too well. The last couple of days, so I'm going to try and work on it a little bit. Now, you say that, yet you came in at 8 under today, which is fantastic. Right now, as we speak, at least tied for the lead. What are you going to work on now for the rest of the day? I'm going to try and
just hit a few balls on the range, not do too much. I'll probably go get a massage from my trainer and try and rest up. I'm still feeling the effects from the Masters 2 weeks, later. So I'm just been really tired this week. So I had a lot of commitments last week. So I'm just going to try and rest up as good as I can.
And final question for you, we'll let you go. How does the course here at the Heritage remind you of home, and do you enjoy the course?
Obviously, this course reminds me of a lot of the courses down south of me, where I used to play junior golf, state junior golf and stuff against other states, and it reminds me a lot of obviously the old school golf courses. And it's unfortunate that hopefully we can pick up a sponsor for this event because it's such a great event. It brings a lot of people in town, and it obviously helps the community as well, which is nice. So I'd like to see it back.
Jason Day, I want to thank you so much for your time and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
I have to admit it. I like to go where I'm not supposed to sometimes, and that's what I got to do recently when John Farrell, the director of golf at Harbortown Golf Links, took us inside the PGA Pros locker room at Harbortown Golf Links.
Well, where we are, first of all, is the PGA Tour locker room for the 2011 Heritage, and not many people get in here. This is where for the players' use only, and it's the place where they can kind of let their hair down. They do some of their travel plans for the next week, change shoes, get outfits ready, kind of get squared away before they go to work. So it's their locker room. What the guests like to see is, because we leave the names on the lockers on a year-round basis, so the guests that use the locker room see that they're in the footsteps of the world's greatest players. So right behind me is we list Locker 1 every year is reserved for the defending champions. So this year, for example, Jim Furyk is on locker number 1, and then that whole bank of lockers is reserved for our former champions. So it's a who's who of international golf right here in the Harbortown locker room.
Tell me how things have changed over the years as far as what the players want to see here, when they come in here to kind of relax.
Well, we know they're coming, and we know what they enjoy, and we base it on what they used the most of the previous year. So bottled water is a #1 seller. We have fruit. We have cookies. We're considered to have the best cookie on tour. Years ago, I started 21 years ago here, and the keg had to be replaced early in the week, the tour players, and we had ashtrays on tables, and now we have fruit and towels for the fitness center, and it's a lot more athletic than people think. And today's PGA Tour player is very conscious of his diet and his exercise, so guys are going out to run after they finish playing, after they hit balls, run, and they usually don't go too close to that keg.
Anything else you want to add that I didn't ask you at all, John? That was great.
No, just that this is the place where the players come in, and then they kind of get prepared for their day, and then they exit here and they go straight to their office. They go right to the driving range putting green at first and 10th tee.
One of the pros using the locker room this week is Chris Epperson, who is a Hilton Head Island native. He was given a sponsor's exemption to play in the tournament. What is it like to go from junior events to this premier event at the Heritage?
Well, I guess when you're a junior, you don't quite start thinking about the Heritage yet. I first played here in maybe 8th grade in a tournament, and it was so cold and rainy. It was actually kind of miserable, but it was a chance to play Harbortown. But now, I have the opportunity to play here. This is absolutely my dream come true.
What is it going to be like to be in the locker room with some of those names of players that you've been watching for years?
Well, it'll be exciting. I had the opportunity to kind of rub elbows with the fellas at the U.S. Open. I was an alternate last year. So that was actually a good experience for this, so I won't be quite as overwhelmed. It's exciting to be able to be in the same situation that they are for the week.
And what is it like to be in an area where your family's here, your friends? They'll be watching you this week.
Yeah, it's the best. This is my first PGA tournament, and it's on the island I grew up on, and it's in front of my home crowd. It's going to be the best week ever.
Any butterflies at all? Are you nervous?
Not yet. Probably on the first tee Thursday morning, I might get a little bit, but that's welcoming. It's kind of exciting. That means it means something to you.
If you want to know more about Chris Epperson's experience here at the Heritage Golf Tournament, go to islandpacket.com. He's been writing a daily diary about what it feels like to play here, and you can take a look. Now, Chris and the other golf pros have to have some very good shots in order to play this course well. We checked in with one of the golf pros, Ben Smith, about some of the challenging shots.
One of the most interesting shots we see each year in the Heritage happens here on hole number 9. We're behind the green in the first pot bunker behind the heart-shaped green. This is an extremely difficult shot no matter what hole location it is because of how deep the bunker is and how the green's elevated above the level I'm standing at. But I'm going to show you how the pros hit this shot and are successful with it. Okay. In the bunker, what we're trying to do is trying to get the golf club to slide underneath the golf ball. What we're going to do is pick the golf club up immediately and drop it right underneath the golf ball to hit it out nice and soft. And that's how you do it.
We will be back with more coverage for you in just a moment.
Of course, this is the Stimpmeter. We use this to determine green speed.
The 2011 Heritage Golf Report is brought to you by Belfair Plantation, Sarah Products Inc., Piggly Wiggly at Shelter Cove, South Carolina Parks and Recreation, and by the Rankin Center Sports Division. The 2011 Heritage Golf Report is brought to you by Belfair Plantation, Sarah Products Inc., Piggly Wiggly at Shelter Cove, South Carolina Parks and Recreation, and by the Rankin Center Sports Division.
Some people like to know the mechanics or the technical side of golf. To help us understand how they measure the speed of the greens, we were able to check in with PGA agronomist Bland Cooper, who showed us how he does that.
Of course, this is the Stimpmeter. We use this to determine green speed, and we will use this device on each green twice a day, once after the morning preparation and once before the afternoon preparation. And what we basically do, it's a very simple device. We roll two balls in this direction. We'll get our fixed point. Then we'll take the average of those two balls, and then we'll roll it back in this direction, making sure we don't have more than or less than a foot of discrepancy between the rolls. That's going to be close, but I think that'll work. And we'll take the average of these two, which will be right there. And we'll average the two separate rolls. And then we'll measure that distance, and that's right at 9 feet. Obviously, we have another 1.5 feet to gain, but we have plenty of time to do that, and we haven't started working on speed just yet, but we will get there in plenty of time for the event.
There are members of the media here from all over the country and all over the world. There's one person whose name and face they become very familiar with during the Heritage Golf Tournament, and that's Angela McSwain.
This year so far we have 78 different organizations credentialed, probably about 150 people total. We have people from all over, Japan, Ireland, we've got people from the West Coast, Louisiana, Charlotte. All of the national golf magazines are going to be here this year. We've got a lot of different TV stations from across our region. They come from a lot of different places for sure.
What's the most interesting part of your job?
Oh my goodness. The most interesting part is probably when I get to pick up the players and talk to them. I love, I get maybe 3 or 4 minutes alone with them, and I always like to ask them questions and just kind of, learn about their personalities a little bit.
Do you have a favorite, Angela? Tell us the truth.
I do. I really like Boo Weekley. We've become friends with him. I feel like he's really connected with us as a tournament. There are others that I like too that I think are always funny and I always look forward to seeing. It's a lot of fun, and it's interesting to get to see people and to help people out with story ideas, and it's cool. It's the best. I work all year for this, this week, and it's nice when it's here and everything works smoothly and everyone picks up their parking and parking works and credentials works, and I try to make it as smooth as possible for everybody involved.
From our perspective, and we are the local media, there is no one better at what she does than Angela McSwain. We want to say thank you to her for all the help she's given us during the Heritage Golf Tournament. We're going to throw it over to John Byrne now, who is over at the Expo Center, and he's finding out what is the latest with the lottery. John?
We're down here at the Expo Village with Ammie Smith from the South Carolina Education Lottery. What a great day, Ammie. Great way to kick off the tournament this Thursday. And you all have a lot going on. You got 2 locations this year here at Expo Village and then also at Harbortown. You got a lot of games going on, and you've raised a lot of money for the state of South Carolina through the Education Lottery. Let's start with your locations and then talk about some of your games.
Absolutely. We're at 2 locations here today. We're here at the Heritage Expo Village and over there at Liberty Oak, which is at Harbortown. Don't need a ticket to get to Harbortown, so come visit us over there if you're not on the grounds today. We're also giving away tickets to the Heritage over there at the Harbortown location. So if you come over and play lottery with us over there, you may have a chance to win tickets for daily passes for the rest of the week.
Nice. Well, let's talk about the money that the lottery's been able to raise. $2.5 billion in almost 10 years. That's an unprecedented number. It's hard for me to really fathom that number, but that shows not only the growth of the lottery, but what it's doing to contribute to the future of our state.
Absolutely. $2.5 billion, you said that right, since 2002, which is the inception of South Carolina Education Lottery. Really proud of that number. Giving that money to the state for higher education and through scholarships. Also, K through 12 receives a portion of that money as well.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about some of the new games and new platforms that have come out the last month or two.
Sure. Instant tickets roll out about once a month. Our newest $5 game, Black Pearls, is selling off the racks, as well as the Bass Pro Shop ticket. Don't forget to buy that when you have a chance to win an adventure trip if you don't win on your tickets.
Fantastic. Folks, 2 locations, Expo Village here on the grounds at Sea Pines, also at Harbortown, where you don't have to have a ticket to play. Come on by. Fantastic week at the 2011 Heritage.
When we come back on the Heritage Golf Report, we are going to meet an internationally known golf landscape artist whose works are owned by the likes of Jack Nicklaus and Robert Trent Jones Sr. Stay there.
I mean, golfers are interested in every golf course and every kind of landscape.
The 2011 Heritage Golf Report is brought to you by Belfair Plantation, Sarah Products Inc., Piggly Wiggly at Shelter Cove, South Carolina Parks and Recreation, and by the Rankin Center Sports Division. The 2011 Heritage Golf Report is brought to you by Belfair Plantation, Sarah Products Inc., Piggly Wiggly at Shelter Cove, South Carolina Parks and Recreation, and by the Rankin Center Sports Division.
I'm here with Shelley and Shelley from Hilton Head Regional Healthcare, and this is a quick health tip for you all while you're out here on the course. They have medical staff ready to help you in any situation, whether it be bug bites, dehydration, but you also are prepared for maybe some more serious issues that may happen out here.
Correct. We have automatic defibrillators located at our medical trailer as well as at the first aid tent, and we coordinate and communicate with the fire and rescue from Hilton Head Island, and that way we can transport people here and then eventually to the hospital if needed, but we can provide the immediate care that they need on the course.
What might be a quick tip also for those folks in preparation coming out here to the tournament?
I would say wear comfortable shoes, because we've given an awful lot of Band-Aids for people today that are just wearing sandals, and I would say wear tennis shoes. There's a lot of walking to do, and it's beautiful, and we don't want you to hurt.
And drink plenty of water.
That's the other thing. Stay hydrated. So quick tips out here. They are ready to help in any type of situation here. Thank you again so much. Stay healthy and be prepared out here at the Heritage.
The New York Times calls her the Rembrandt of the back nine. Linda Harto is an internationally known golf landscape artist who calls the Low Country home. Linda, can you tell me how did you get started in doing golf landscape art?
Actually started at Augusta National, which was a really good place to start, as it turned out. Some people from Augusta had seen my work at the Red Piano Gallery here, actually, and they liked my landscapes and asked me if I could paint a golf course. So I said, sure. So I ended up doing my first version of the 13th hole. I've painted it 6 times since. I take a lot of pictures, and I think it's real important to go to the actual course, because I don't think you can really get a sense of that course or that place without being there and sort of immersing yourself into it. And of course, light is my most important factor of the painting, so I will study the hole or holes I'm considering and take just thousands of pictures, basically watching the light change. And then when I'm home in the studio, I pick the best of everything that conveys the feeling of the course and just has real dramatic lighting and just all kinds of factors like that. Just so that I literally visualize the painting before I ever start on it. And that may take days, a week, just depends on how complicated the scene is.
What is it like to have people that are so famous in the world of golf, like a Jack Nicklaus that owns several of your works? I mean, does that make you feel particularly special?
Oh yeah, the golf people are wonderful in general anyway, and I've so enjoyed when I switched over to that genre. It was like a completely different type of people, and they're just so wonderful, and they appreciate everything you do. It's not like you have a particular course and you're not interested in others. I mean, golfers are interested in every golf course and every kind of landscape, so it makes it real entertaining and rewarding for me to just continue to paint them.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Heritage Golf Report on WHHI-TV. I'm Ammie McNair. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Hope to see you then.
The 2011 Heritage Golf Report is brought to you by Belfair Plantation, Sarah Products Inc., Piggly Wiggly at Shelter Cove, South Carolina Parks and Recreation, and by the Rankin Center Sports Division.